So Diane has come out with something new in her Dylusions line with Stampers Anonymous. I was not expecting this at all. And it's cool, it's creative, it's something that she hasn't done, and it's a puzzle. So in the package, you can see that, you get this backboard and a frame and the puzzle pieces. So you could put the puzzle together on the board and then when it's done, frame it. But I think I'm going to use all three pieces separately. That's what I'm thinking. So I've already gessoed. The puzzle pieces come like this. They don't come white. I just didn't think you needed to see me gesso the puzzle pieces. And I gessoed it on the front and the back. And when it got in here, I tried to wipe it all off. I may have missed some though, because I didn't want to add bulk and have troubles getting the pieces together. So I'm gonna try and put this back together. So 9 pieces. And I've been trying, I've had this for a week? No. Half a week maybe? And I'm not sure what I want to do with it. Like, I want to make this is the only one I have. So I want to make something really cool. There's a stencil. So, I mean, I can create another one. I haven't opened this yet. And this too is from Stampers Anonymous with Diane. So you can create more. It says draw perfect cut lines to match the square puzzle artboard. And it says frame sold separately or used to make your own puzzle pieces. Oh, so I guess this is, doesn't work that way. Nope. Nope. Okay. So you could, I guess essentially, you could trace this onto paper, make your pieces, and then glue it to this if you wanted. I was going to paint and do it directly on the puzzle pieces. Okay, so I have an idea of what I want to do. Sorry, I have a Mentos in my mouth. I'm just not sure how to go about executing it. I'd like to have the background be not too bright and use maybe 3 colors. Like I'm thinking like maybe vanilla custard or sunshine yellow, or pure sunshine I should say. A light blue and a green, and then stamp these new stamps. That just came out as well. In the background, just like very faint, like probably a second or third generation stamping. Just so it's lightly in the background, but adds interest. And then I want to create like this, like a garden scene. So I was thinking I may use this as the sunshine. I'm not sure about this one, it might take up too much space. But then take stamps from this old set, Foliage Fillers. I love that set. And like just have plants, like I'd probably do this one 2 or 3 times. And then I was thinking I could take the hat from Drink Me and have that sitting right there, and then maybe have like a coffee cup inside of that with the flower coming out, and then this could be like a flower coming up. So you see what I mean? And then I was thinking even maybe, I have so many stamps pulled out because I feel like this could go so many places. I can even add like some flies somewhere. And I was thinking of adding this deer or this one. Like it could be sitting there. It would be this way because, you know, just so you can see it. Could be that one, or thinking that one. So I can put that set away. I was thinking this would be the flower that would come out of the cup. Let's see. So the cup would be like coming out of the hat, and then the flower would be coming out of the cup. So that's Fancy a Cuppa and Stripey Curly Cues. If I only want to use that one once, I could put this one here. So that is beautiful. There's so many beautiful flower stamps and things like that. Like even this one has nice ones on it and stems. Like it's hard to, like I want to use them all, but the puzzle's only so big. I was thinking I could even stick some mushrooms in there. Maybe there could be one behind there. I don't know, I could just have a scatter one everywhere. But this means a lot of masking. So I'd have to stamp all these images onto plain paper to create mask. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll stamp out a bunch of images that I'm thinking about using, and then we can get an idea for the layout, because I can play around with the pieces. It'll be easier to play around with pieces of paper than it will the actual stamps, and they'll be stamped out the right way. So I know the background. I know what pictures, like the puzzle. So the thing I'm wondering is how to go about it. I want to do the background directly on the puzzle pieces. So what I'm wondering is, for this part, the images that are, in the foreground, should I stamp it on paper and color it, and then glue it onto the puzzle pieces? My only concern is, one, bulk, and two, like cutting it to fit the puzzle pieces, and then will they get, like when you're putting together the puzzle and taking it apart, will the paper like will it catch, and will it start to come off and things like that? I know I could use something like Mod Podge or something to really get it down. Maybe I'll just do what I know first and then deal with the other part after. Because if not, then I'll be at this stage forever. So I'm going to start with the background. That way the background can be drying. Actually no, I'm going to stamp the images first because they'll need to be colored. And then the ink can dry, and I won't have to worry about smudging the ink when I color the images, so the ink can dry while I'm painting this. So now how do I want to color the stamped images? Okay, so I have all my images stamped and cut out. There are some inner pieces that need to be trimmed out when I'm ready to use them as mask. Just to show you what I stamped out, I did these 3 bugs from Toadstool Town, these 2 flowers from Crown of Roses, these 3 from Foliage Fillers, the teacup from Fancy a Cuppa, the hat from Drink Me, the deer from Oh Dear, these mushrooms from There's Not Mushroom in There, in Here. Yep. These 2 from Stripey Curlicues, which I also really love the curlicues, but I think it's too full to add those. And the half sunflower from Sunshine Girl. First when I started stamping them out, I was thinking I was stamping them like for the good copy, and so I was trying to get a really good impression. And then I remembered this is just for the mask, so I stopped worrying about good impression. As long as I had the outer part, it was good. I'm gonna need a stem for that one. Trying to see if the stamp set that it came from has a stem. It does not, but I do know a stamp set that does. I'll stamp out one of these from Three Little Maids. And when I cut out the bugs, I didn't cut out the antenna and the legs because you just can't. I mean, I suppose you can, but this girl's not. So the deer hanging, hiding behind the hat. Not hiding, but you know, just partially behind there. Thinking that one can go there. And I would put a slot in the cup. So I guess when I'm stamping it, I wouldn't need that part, maybe? Now I'm curious how I would go about stamping that one. And I wouldn't want the saucer part. Also, I did it higher. I get the feeling I'm going to need more down here. I want this to be like a big bushy mound of flowers. I definitely want more flowers. I need, it doesn't have to be flowers, it can be leaves. Okay, so I'm going to need a stem and oh, I just moved it. Do the color cube. As much as I love them, I want just like flower leaves mostly, but solid leaves. Like clumped, like something bulky. Not that one. Could do another one of these. I'm going to do a second one of this. And stems. Yeah, I think I might do 2 of these and 1 of this. And not 2 of the other thing. Okay. So that's Ocean Life. And she sells seashells. I'm going to need stems from that one. So I'm thinking something like that. Now, I've decided it is not going directly on the puzzle pieces. And I know I don't want to color it in with paint or ink spray. So it's either going to be colored in with Copics or coloring pencil. I'm going to take a photo of this because this all has to come off in order for me to do the background. Okay, so this is just a sheet of printer paper, but it's a really nice bright white printer paper. Now, will I be able to, I really want to use the positioner. There are images that need some center things cut out of it, like this cup. I'm sure once I get going I'll be fine. It's just starting it makes me nervous, and at least if I'm stamping it on paper first and I mess up, then you know I haven't ruined the puzzle itself, because I can just start over. I do not look forward to coloring all this in though, especially with coloring pencils. I can't think of her last name, but Miranda, I feel like it's Miranda Van something. It's a long name. She, oh my goodness, like she does just about, well, post anyways, just about all Dylusions, but she does do some other stuff. I don't know if she draws the images herself or if she finds the images and then colors them. I get the feeling she draws it though too. She does amazing with coloring pencils, like, oh my gosh, so incredible. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this part. Okay, this one. I was gonna say I put X's on where it needed to be. This might be the only one. I just knew there was one. So I need to stamp what I want in the very front first. This is playing on my mind while I'm cutting this out. It's all I can think about. So I would need to stamp what's in the very foreground. See, which is why I feel like I need to keep this all together. I think that's the only other one. So because then you use the mask of that to stamp all the other ones. Okay, so looks like the first things would be the mushrooms. Maybe I won't talk while I'm doing this, because knowing me and my indecisiveness and being nervous about it all, it'll probably take me a while. So just know I'm picking what is in the front the most. And I'm going in order from front to back with the images. And then using the mask to cover it. Oh, so I will use a removable adhesive to hold the mask in place. And like I already said, I'm using VersaFine Clear, even though I'm not using alcohol ink anymore. But if it's good for alcohol inks, it should be good for coloring pencils as well, like smudging wise. Just gonna get my paper in place and hopefully it all works out. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm stumped on this one because I have part of the flower that I want behind the cup, and I have parts of it that I want in front. So I think it would be easiest to do the flower first, but block it somehow. So let's find the flower. So maybe if I tape it off where the cup is. If I look at the back. I think that's pretty darn close. So now I need to figure out the placement. I think the cup can go like that. So then okay, let's try that. Oh, you bugger. It moved. Okay, fingers crossed. The only thing is I won't be able to get a second stamping of it, at least not down in the cup. Juice it up real good. So I think I pretty much just tape off this hump. I don't know if it'll stick anymore. Goes down. I think it's too wet. Well, see. This time I'm going to keep the ink pad down on the stamp and rip off the tape. good image in one shot. Okay. I think when I stamp the cup, I'm not stamping this back part. I think that's another thing that I have to do. So the cup. Oh, but I don't want... So I folded that part back. This is not going to be easy. It is not. I want it there. Cross your fingers and your toes and your eyes. I think that worked. I think it worked perfectly. Oh my goodness. I just gotta take this off to see. Oh, there's a little bit, but I can take a pen, maybe not that one. Just draw that in. I'm doing it now while it's in my head. I mean, that's not bad. Yes. Whew. Thanks for crossing everything. Okie dokie. Okay, that's that. Hopefully that's the hardest thing that we had to do. I don't think I really need to put this one down because there's nothing else being stamped over here. So I'm going to keep that one over there. Should put this one down. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to shutting up and just stamping. I forgot to put down the mask. Hoi. So all the images are stamped with one that was difficult but turned out fine in the end, and then one screw up that there was no fixing there. But what I've done is stamp the I forgot to mask the image before I stamped the next one. Just so frustrating, especially considering that's the only mistake. So frustrating. So I stamped it again, and my thoughts are I'll cover it up with the restamped image, because I am not doing the whole thing over again. I'm not. But before I forget, save all your masks, just in case you ever want to do it again. Like, not necessarily this, but in case you need to mask it for any future project. Save it, hold on to it, so you don't have to make the mask once again. I plan on saving all of mine. And I didn't always keep the sleeves that the stamps come in. So a lot of my old stamps don't have the sleeves, like the plastic, which I regret. But I do save them from now on. So the ones that don't have the plastic, I do have a plastic bag, so I'll just put them in here. Okay, so let's do the reveal. I'll zoom in. Let's remove all the mask. It's kind of hard to tell which ones. That one looks a little wonky in that area. Can't believe the part that I had the biggest trouble with, like in my head, I did fine. And one that should have been easy, I messed up. Oy. It's so frustrating. Glue. Seriously, some of it I think are mask and then they're not. Oh, they're all removed. Should have stamped those again. They look duller. You can definitely tell which ones I stamped twice and which ones I didn't. So, that is the piece, which will be easier to see once it's colored different colors.